Hi guys, how are you? It's been a while, I know. I did make a video. I made a video, but I did not post it just because it was very sensitive. I thought later on after watching the video that this is a very sensitive topic and I did not want to approach it casually. And so I decided not to post that video. At this point, I really am considering very seriously getting a good microphone just because my filming locations are going to be different from time to time, and I'm going to be, quite a distance away from the camera sometimes. And that's when you now start realizing, oh, this microphone set actually has a very significant use. It's not like I did not know before, but I thought I could just play around it. But yeah, I'm seeing that that's not going to be very feasible long term. Right, but then I also really need to be quick with this video and come and tell people what is on my mind, what is on my chest. But before that, I also have come here to solicit that you please subscribe to my YouTube channel, like my videos, share, interact. The purpose of me coming on here to even talk, to rant, to tell people all my life's problems is for me to actually know what you think, what your thoughts are. So I'd really appreciate you interacting with my videos. And sharing it, share it to people that you think it will trigger, not necessarily trigger, please, that's not my aim. Share it to people that you think have thoughts and are willing to share. Let me know, comment, just interact with my videos, please, and turn on your notification bell. Thank you very much. I thought to say this at the beginning of the video, just because in the other videos I've made, I haven't said it, just because I just used to go straight. I used to rant, tell people my mind, that the thing is doing me. But I realized that when I become aware of it, it's usually at the end of the video. And I mean, not a lot of people will stick. Well, I'd be very glad if you guys stop with my video to the end. But I don't think that people get all the way there all the time, just because people have different schedules and whatnot. Right, so yes, this is me telling you that please, you should subscribe to my video. And right, also today you can see that I have my hair done, and this is just me telling you that I made my hair myself. Yeah, I don't have much to say. In the other video that I made that I ended up not posting, I went on and on about how I made the hair myself, how I sat down, talked about it. I wanted to do skincare with you people, but the last video I made where I was doing skincare, one of my friends came to wail me that I wasn't doing it right. I was using cotton pad with glycolic acid. I'm not supposed to use cotton pad. I'm just supposed to put it directly, I'm just supposed to put it directly on my skin. She also said that, oh, I'm using the applicators. The applicator is touching my face. It's not supposed to touch my face. Plenty bake soup. I see Father Lord, this girl. So I started doing it the right way that she suggested, I know, but then the whole process just made me look very unsteezy, as well. And so I decided not to do my skincare on camera again. I did it off camera because I cannot come here and be looking like Johnny Just Come in front of the whole wide world. Now that that's said, and we can move on to the topic at hand. It's just, it's basically, oh my gosh. So in the last video, I started by just saying, oh, people are going to give you rubbish as long as you are willing to take rubbish. That was how I started the video. If you're willing to take rubbish, people are going to keep giving you rubbish. It is you who has to demand, to stop taking rubbish. It is you who has to bitch. It is you who has to say, oh, I'm not going to take this. I'm not going to receive this. I mean, I didn't sound obnoxious as I'm narrating it to you people now. If you know, I tend to be a little bit dramatic sometimes. So yeah, that's just what I'm doing. But in that video, I did say a few things, and I was like, Etorobong, you should have balanced it here, just because making a sequel to this video talking about the other side now may not be very wise, just because like it's this, those kind of topics or those kind of things that need to be discussed like hand in hand. You cannot say one without the other, just like how the Bible says that, oh, wives, submit to your husbands, kinikan. We've heard that all our lives. What we only started hearing in recent times is, oh, husbands, love your wives, right? But that's not what we are discussing today. No. And I'm not trying to ruffle any feathers, but let's move on, because if we get into that topic, it's not gonna end, right? Okay, yeah, so there are some kind of things that must be said hand in hand all the time. You can't say one without the other. And so that was the case, here, where I started talking about how that in your relationships with people and in even normal friendships, like, I mean, any kind of relationships now, romantic relationships, friendships, any ship that you are in, it is you who would actually need to set the standards for how you want to be treated, right? And in the other video, I'm like, you demand it. But the correction I needed to make was that it's not that you will sit down and start saying, you must treat me like this, you must treat me like that, when you're treating me like that. Ew. No. No. What needs to happen actually is for you to realize that if a person is not willing to treat you right in that sense, you are not supposed to be shouting that you must treat me right, this is how you treat me right. No, you walk out of that situation. Really, you walk out, especially when there is room for you to walk out. You walk out, right? And I prefaced that previous video by saying that human beings normally would be mediocre at things in our day-to-day lives. Even at work, hardly would you see people giving it their all with their minds, full dedication and whatnot. It's almost extraordinary when you see someone that is giving it their all, has chosen to not be mediocre, has chosen that, oh, I'm going to give my all to this, I'm going to stay dedicated, I'm going to stay faithful. That's an extraordinary quality in the day-to-day that we live, in every facet of life, be it work, school, even church. In our relationships with God, sometimes we are very mediocre, very often, right? So in relationships, sometimes in some of our friendships and some of our romantic relationships or whatnot, there's a tendency for people to bring that same mediocre energy, like, oh, this is just how, I got that big, I don't have money to buy another eyeglass, this thing almost fell. There's that tendency for people to want to treat you in that, that mediocre manner, like, oh, yeah, this is just how I can afford to be, right? It's not like they cannot do better. It's just, they just want to be that way, right? And you have to be okay with me treating you that way because I have said I love you and this is how I want to show you that I love you. These glasses. See, when I was back home, I used to have like 3 pairs of glasses. I'd have different ones. Whenever I'm getting like new prescriptions, I'd get like 3 new frames that I will be changing and be using to do shakara, and everything. And I think I was always very careless with my glasses as well. I'd hardly ever put them in the case. Like, I just had in mind that, okay, I'd always keep my glasses here. So let me tell you my idea of keeping my glasses safe. So I'd always have my laptop open. And then when I take off my glasses, I will put the glasses on my laptop. Why? Because I know that I would not consciously sit on my laptop, even by mistake, because it's big enough for me to see. So I wouldn't sit on my laptop mistakenly. So I'd always keep my glasses on my laptop, or I'd keep it on any place that I know that, okay, it's harm, it would hardly come to this thing here, right? I was just careless generally, right? When I now left home now, and I came here and I saw how much they're selling eyeglasses. They don't, they 10%. And I saw how much they are selling eyeglasses. This is the longest, as I've kept these glasses longer than what calendar can even. I think I make a lot of dry jokes, but I've kept these glasses way longer than I've kept any other frames, in my whole entire life. And it's just this one that I have. All the other ones, they've broken, or they're no longer in my style or my fashion or whatever. So now you see the way I'm managing this one, because I don't have maintenance money. But yes, back to the topic on ground, right? So people would very often like give you mediocre energy, and it's not because they are being wicked, or whatnot. It's not because they are necessarily evil. It's just because that is how human beings tend to be sometimes. It's you who has to discipline yourself to be better in that sense and to do better. All right, now that has been said, there's also something that I think is very important to discuss. Now, in order for you to demand better, and I think I need to also say this again as a caveat, demanding is not you carrying megaphone and saying you must treat me right. Demanding is not in you speaking. So this was also something I didn't say in the previous video. It's not you shouting and saying this is how you must treat me. No, it's, if a person sees you and how you carry yourself, or just how you are as a person, the way you are as a person should speak for how you should be treated. Rema, cook it. The way you are as a person should speak, you know, for how you should be treated. It should communicate that, okay, this is how, you know, I should treat this person in that sense. And it's not a thing of pride, or it's not a thing of, oh, you're better than the other person in that sense. It's because you by yourself have done that work in yourself to treat people like that as well. So you cannot sit down and be like Ekwensu Romansia Mami Wata and be saying that they should treat you like, you know, one king or one queen or whatnot. You cannot be such a horrible person, or for sake of one status that you have, or one thing, maybe it's your money, or maybe you're so fine, or maybe you think you're all that and a bag of chips, so all you need to do is sit down on your royal throne, cross your legs, and then people should treat you right. No. So in the last video, I did categorically, I keep referring to the last video, even though I know you've not seen it. I'll just keep saying the last video, just so you know why I had to remake the video. You have to demand better of yourself for you to demand better for yourself in that sense. And I would like to say again, demanding better for yourself is not you speaking it or shouting that this is how you must be treated. After you've demanded better of yourself, it's going to speak for you naturally in that sense. Now that clarification, you know, has been made, I did talk about demanding better of yourself also comes from awareness, self-awareness. That is, oh, you must know yourself better than anybody knows you. Now, there are certain places you've grown up in life, certain, I have to say districts, because that's the only word that's coming to mind. Like, you've been in different places in your life, your family, school, boarding school, you know, whatnot, different areas of your life, right? And people have known you in different ways. In fact, some of these people have experienced you make very tragic mistakes in your life, right? They've seen you through and through. Some people have seen all your old dirty laundry, right? So they know. Right, so there's a tendency for the people in these circles to try to still keep fitting you into that box. Like, we know you. Is it not you? Is it not you? We know you. So they want to keep. And if these people's words matter so much to you like that, it can play on your mind, especially if it's people that you love so dearly, or if it's people that are very, you know, close to your heart. It can play on your mind where you start to believe that thing they are saying about you, that it is you. So when I talk of self-awareness, it means that your own weaknesses and your own strengths, you must be so well versed with them and in keeping track of your growth as an individual, so much so that when these other people that have seen you through and through, all your dirty, smelling, stinking laundry, come and start telling you this is who you are, or start trying to bring you down, because they're not doing it intentionally, like, oh, this woman must bring her down. Where does she think she's flying to? No, they're not doing that intentionally, but it happens. Where people keep trying to fit you into that box that they're so used to seeing you in. So when you try to come out of it, it's problematic to their brain. They're not used to seeing you like that. They're not used to understanding you like that. So like, you hear very snide remarks sometimes, or things that they would say that can't hit you very hard. They may just say it in passing, but it would hit you, right? Especially if you're making very active efforts to make progress in certain areas, you know, of your life. So when I say about being very well versed with your own weaknesses and your own strengths, it is that you must know that, am I truly what these people are saying I am? Or was I ever really like that? If I was, you acknowledge that you were like that and you grow out of it. What you will not do is let those words get to you, right? So being well versed with your strengths and your weaknesses helps you to play your cards right in that sense. So much so that when people try to come and start saying things to you, making snide remarks, doing this, doing that, it's not going to shake you so much, just because, I know, and so what, right? I've grown out of that. Do you understand? That's one. But self-awareness does not come in understanding yourself in your own power. I did make this emphasis, and it's very important, because you did not create yourself, and you are not so knowledgeable that you know all that you are able to know all that you are and all that you are capable of. Some people that have done the most wickedest thing in this whole wide world, if they told them that they would do that kind of thing 5 years ago, they will say, God forbid! They will say, how can I leave Jesus for lost sets and no way? That's what they will tell you. They will tell you that it's impossible that they would be able to do that, but they ended up doing those kind of things. So you don't actually know the extent to which you can be evil, all right? Neither do you know the extent to which you can be strong, or how far you can go. as a person. So why am I saying this? It's because there is He who made you, which is God. So I have found that knowing who God is, understanding His attributes, how He has created you, how He has kept you, and how that He loves you, really, really shapes your mind as to how you see yourself as a person. In my last video, I said that by the time you've even, let's say you've even messed up big time, and you know you're beating yourself up, you feel guilty and everything, you know, you're repentant or whatnot, but then there's still this shame, there's still this guilt, one thing. One thing that always amazes me is when I wake up in the morning sometimes. I'm like, oh wow, I don't wake, I'm awake. And that's enough. That the Father did not take your life, right? And I did say, give a caveat also in the last video, the one I actually posted, that it doesn't mean that those lives that we're taking, God did not love them or whatnot. No, I'm just trying to say human beings will want to kill you. You myself want to permit yourself on top certain matters or you know, for mistakes that you've made or whatnot, right? And I'm like, if God did not take your life for those mistakes and He has given you new breath with a new day, then you're good. You're good. Move from there, and whatever anybody wants to say, they should chuck it inside their pockets. Yes, they should eat it and digest it. Huh? So yeah, back to let's get back on track. So on the whole journey of being so aware of yourself and understanding yourself, it's first actually understanding God first and His love for you, and how that He keeps you, and how that it is He who will strengthen you, and that what anybody, whoever they are, want to say, you know, they can stick it up their nose, whatever, right? And then you move forward from there. And then I did also mention how that it is very important to be brutally honest with yourself. Nobody should tell you the truth before you tell yourself the truth, right? Let it be that when people are saying things, is it that you already know, or that you know that they are misconstrued because there is something about you that they do not understand that you understand. And that you can only do that with your full chest when you've told yourself the truth. Like, you're not lying to yourself just because of your own greed, or just because you're trying to protect certain things about yourself, or just because you don't want to feel bad, or just because you don't want to think that you're a bad person. Some of us actually have to come to the honest awareness that we are really not as good as we think we are. We're not that good, right? And once you come to that awareness that you're not such a nice person, you're not such a kind person, you can grow from there. You must first identify that there is a problem, and then you can move forward. The moment you cannot identify that there is a problem somewhere, you are going to start feeding yourself lies. And when you start feeding lies to yourself, anybody can now come and start lying to you, and you start believing what other people say about you above what God says about you, and above what God says about you, and above what you know of yourself. In fact, you don't even know yourself again because you have lied to yourself, right? So in that sense, when you've done the work of like knowing God, becoming self-aware, and treating people, if you know, this is now, I said in the beginning of this video that this is all faceted, like relationships, friendships, everything. You must actually be a friend. Learn how to be. Some of us, actually, the work we used to do in this life is to sit down. We cross our legs and say, this person did not do this for me. That person did not do that for me. Blah, 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 blah. We'll talk. Who exactly do you think that you are in the society? Sometimes we've not even made half of the efforts that we are demanding from other people. Right? We've not even done any small works. No. But we demand it of them, like, they didn't do this for me, they didn't do that for me. Or then we even keep score sometimes. Did I not do this? Did I not do that? Did I not do this? I feel like the moment you do something for someone and you're counting it, that's already very problematic. It's showing that you're a manipulative and controlling person. Yeah, that is what you are. But let's not get to that table, right? So I feel like you have to learn how to be a friend. So much so that when people come around you, they can see you being a friend, and they know that the way this person is friending, this is what this person will expect. This is how this person will expect to be friended. Now, I'm not saying that there's no room to learn and understand the person and their nuances in how maybe they want to be loved and how like maybe they want to be cared for. There are those nuances and there's room for that. What I'm saying is like the basics. The basics, something that will forever be a shocker for me, is how that in relationships sometimes you are aware that a person is not treating you right, but you're so desperate for love and acceptance that you keep trying to bend that person, change that person. Oh, treat me like this. Oh, treat me like that. You'll be and sometimes it's not, you will not still go ahead and end up guys married, tied in knots, vow before the Almighty God that you will do life or death with this person that is already slapping you and beating you in one corner. Right, I understand how it can happen, and one of the major ways it can happen is in people defeating your mind first. You see, your mind is your own. Let people call you stubborn, let people call you strong-willed, let people call you whatever they want to call you. Nobody is living your reality with you. If push comes to shove, these very people that are shouting you're too this, you're too that, none of them are going to stand on the battleground with you. None. So it is you who has to actually take control of your mind. Submit your mind to God and God alone. Let his word be what like captures your mind and can change it and tune it. But you must be so grounded in yourself as a person. Because there are a lot of people around you that are not grounded in themselves, and they will use their own ungrindedness to come and spoil your own gari. They'll just post and sign inside your own gari. That's just what I'm trying to say. So they can confuse you with their own confusion. I have talked about insecurities as well. People can use their own insecurities in your own and come and you can be on your own, not looking for trouble. They say, trouble, they sleep, monkey go wake up, a bit monkey they sleep, trouble go find them. I did this to say it. You're on your own, trouble will come and look for you sometimes. And if you're not grounded in your mind or okay in your mind, like these things can affect you. So keep your mind grounded, so much so that when the wrong thing comes your way, it naturally filters itself out without you even having to speak a word. So when it comes to friendships, when it comes to relationships, you as well must be determined to love people truly and sincerely. Some of us, we have turned to calculator, not even scientific calculators. We're so calculative for one night. We're always looking for ways to manipulate, ways to just give in small and then expect the best. How do you deal with your fellow human beings like that? I am very, very, very pro black and white. So much that if you hate a person, let them know that you hate them. If you love a person, let them know that you love them. What I really, really despise is this manipulation. If I did not do this, I will not do that. If I did not do this, it will not, like this weird comparison that goes on in friendships and relationships sometimes. Ew, disgusting. So when it comes to your when it comes to matters of the heart, friendships, relationships, whatnot, you must be guarding. You must be guarding your heart. You must be guarding your mind. You must be guarding yourself, protecting it, renewing your mind with the word of God, and don't allow anybody with their own dirty minds come and try to corrupt your own mind. And it's hard work. It's hard work to actually keep your mind in the right place. I think that when a person wants to conquer you in your body, and they don't want to come directly, the first thing they will do is to conquer your mind. It's harder to actually keep your mind sane. Like, they can break your body, they can't break your mind. They can kill the body, but they cannot kill the soul. You get it? So you must be protecting your mind, protecting your heart at all costs. If it means cutting off friendships completely, cut them off. Not because you hate people, but because you can see how, like, okay, this person is probably in a phase where their eyes are not open to see what they are. And it can affect your own mind if you're not strong enough. See, sometimes we're not strong enough. We've not grown enough in certain areas, right, to be able to accommodate some things and just ignore. It will affect you. If it can affect you, throw it in. Right. Back to the matter. Let me become demure once again. Yes. I'm just saying, at the end of the day, like, for people will give you rubbish, even unintentionally, as long as you're okay with taking the rubbish, right? And another thing, oh my gosh, I can't believe I almost skipped mentioning this. It is that, so sometimes people want to be mediocre, but they don't. People are mediocre, yes. People are mediocre in their actions and how they treat you, in the efforts they put in. But at the same time, a lot of times, they want to present that mediocrity as all that and a bag of chips. So they will present that mediocrity to you like, oh, it's so good. Oh, I'm putting in my best effort. Or, oh, it's just like someone loving you, telling you, I love you so much. In the morning, they will write you love letter. Oh, my heart beats for you. I could not sleep all night. In fact, they will stay on the phone for 100 hours with you, telling you that, oh my gosh, you know, oh, you leave me breathless. They would say all of that to you and tell you all of that, but their actions don't communicate anything. You cannot read from their actions that they love you. You are always in a constant state of battle in your mind. Does this person really love me? But they say they love me. They say they care. Oh my God, they say that they will do. Oh, but they are Christian. She's a Christian. He's a Christian. They could never do that type of thing. You're gonna shock. It gonna shock you. But it's gonna told you what you refuse to told yourself. Yeah. So it's very often that people are going to present mediocrity to you in grand manner, so it would look so big, so as to confuse you, right? And one of my major rule of thumbs is, once something confuses me, even if I cannot spot why the thing is confusing me, I generally would stay away from it, right? If I'm confused, like something is just not right, I don't even want to know what it is. Once I'm not feeling all right, I will all roundabout turn and walk away from there. You get it? You don't need to stay there. There's no need for you to figure out anything and start solving mathematics with somebody. Once you're confused like that, like something is just not sitting right, something is not okay, it's inexplainable, it's not in plain sight what is confusing you. That thing that you're confused about is not in plain sight, but you know you're confused. I don't wish to waste time. I just walk up past, because I know that a lot of times it's going to be too late before you realize what is confusing you, and you don't want to get there. I don't want to go there. You should never go there, daddy me. You get it? Right? So people are going to present mediocrity to you in grand manner a lot of times and try to, twist your mind into believing that that thing is okay the way they want, so that they don't have to put in any effort. And that's just a person's plain way of saying they don't love you. It doesn't matter how much they stare into your eyes, or how much they make your heart flutters, or how many butterflies are in your stomach. Enter that thing, all the butterflies, you will find out that they will fly away sooner or later. Right? Because feelings are not a strong determinant of anything. So that's the major thing I really wanted to, talk about, in how that you must demand so much of yourself as a person, in disciplining yourself in your relationship with God, to know God more, to love Him more, and then in disciplining yourself, setting goals for yourself, achieving them however slow, because some of us, we are like tortoise, right? However slow, but like setting those goals for yourself, having expectations of your own self. Do you understand? As a person, I want to love, and love genuinely and truly. I can see that I'm lazy in this area. I can see that I'm slacking. Beat yourself up to, pick up, be honest with yourself, and then, you understand, grow from there. So much that when someone sees you operating with yourself, they can see that you are dealing with yourself genuinely and truly. And they know that they cannot bring their kata confusion in your life. Let them go. Right? So this really, really, really bothered me, right? It's just because if you create room for people to treat you like that, it's very often the case that you too are mediocre in treating other people, in how you treat other people, and in how you also deal with yourself. And so you actually don't have room or the rights in that sense to actually demand better of that person. And so that's why you can accept mediocre as well. So there's really, just the major thing that, I wanted to talk about. And, just weighing heavy on my heart, because I've grown in the past, let's say, past 2 years or 3 years. And I know I have a lot more growing to do. But these are areas that I identified that you really should be doing better. Do you understand? Do better for yourself, right? And expect that better in return. Be very clear on, friendships and relationships. Some of us don't even used to enter friendships or relationships. We just used to enter anywhere below face. At this point, I think I'm rambling. I don't know if I've lost some points. I do believe that there are very important things I haven't addressed in this video, but I think the core ones I've addressed, at least the major things that made me to not post the other video, I've addressed them in this one. That is balancing it aspect, demanding how you want to be treated in friendships and relationships, and not letting not allowing mediocrity of yourself and for yourself. Yes. Right. And how, to go about that as well. Well, yeah, that's really just it. Growth is a process. Growth is a process, right? There are always going to be people around you, intentionally or unintentionally. Like, it's not like they're wicked people. I keep saying this, and these people are not wicked. Sometimes people don't know as much as they think they know, and they will come and bring it to your side, sometimes. And sometimes it comes from care. It's just how you communicate it as well. And it's just how you communicate with them, rather, as well. And just know, I understand that you care, but at this point, like, this your care is very, very, it get as it's in take day. Do you understand? So I appreciate it, but in the meantime, you just look for a polite way to tell them to keep their care in their pockets, at this point, because it could be very detrimental to you as a person and your growth. And it's not because they're being wicked, it's just because they cannot see fully. Sometimes people judge completely from just seeing a fraction of things. And I think, like, that's such an important thing to be aware of in your dealings with people, and even in taking advice from people. But that is the kind of worms that we're gonna open another day. Censorship, I'll tell you. That's the kind of worms that we'll have to be opening another day. Not today, not on this video, in taking advice and all. And just know that sometimes the road to, like, being aware of yourself is going to be very lonely. It might take you having to take a long time off of everything, of everyone, right? And just sitting down with yourself and telling you, you're gonna cry scatter. You will cry waiting no good sometimes, right? When you come to, like, realizations of some things and understandings of some things, and you're just like, oh, okay, I understand why this happened. I understand why that happened. What you should not do is allow people to be in your head too much. The only person that should consume all of your mind like that is the good Lord Almighty and the finished works of our Lord Jesus Christ on the cross. Nothing else should consume your mind so much so that they have so much power, from where to where. You get it? Like, so even whilst people that you love may come sometimes and say things, you always have to, like, so this is something I like to say, like, when people come with consent, you don't just throw it away and say, I know myself, I'm not going to take their I'm not going to take their concerns into consideration. No, that's not what I'm saying at all. And I think this is such an important caveat to make. You're not throwing it away. Consider it, like, go through what they are said. What's the word? Is it prone on it? Like, what is that English? Like, go through it. There's one word. I beg, I cannot start looking for that English now, but, like, consider it. Okay, what they're saying, is it true? Do you understand? And everything. And then also investigate where that thing they're saying is coming from. Not a lot of people have good intentions towards you, and sometimes people will hardly admit to themselves that their intentions are not good. So when somebody wants to show you shake it, they will come to you and guise that sometimes very wicked thing that they are saying. They will guise it as care. Like, oh, they love you so much, or oh, they care about you so much. That is why they are just bringing this thing your way. No! So you must always investigate where the thing is coming from. Use your cornuche, and if your cornuche is not working, go and say, God, Father, Lord Almighty, help me, help me, help me. It will help you. They say if you are looking for wisdom, ask God and He's gonna give it to you. He will give it to you. Right? So there's some things that you're not going to understand. Even when people say it sometimes, and you cannot even assess if this thing they're saying is really, really true. Go to God in prayer and ask Him that, okay, God, this person has said this. I don't see it in myself, but open my eyes to see, if it truly is true. Do you understand? And make amendments. What you will not do is let that thing they are saying defeat your spirit or give room for them to conquer your mind like that. There are people, hey, let me give you people one small gist. Not really gist. Like, I want to paint a scenario. Let's say there are two people, they're in a relationship, right? Now, one person has done 90% evil. Let's say that person cheated. And let's say the other person, maybe for a while, they weren't, like, talking or weren't being as communicative, or is communicative the right word? Like, they weren't communicating as much, right? And then the other person cheats. And then, maybe they're now trying to reconcile. The person that cheats is now like, oh, I'm sorry. Then the person that maybe wasn't communicating will now say something like, oh yeah, I'm really sorry I wasn't communicating. I understand how that must have led you to cheat. The person that cheated will now say, yes, that, yeah, you see, I understand. I know that you understand it. They will now hone on that your 10% that you say, oh, because you apologize for. They will not say that, it's because you were not communicating. That's why. Like, I was just feeling so neglected. I was feeling so lonely. That's why I went to go and cheat on you. Blah, 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 blah. Next time, communicate with me. You, ma, will not start to feel guilty. Help. So people play those kind of cards as well, and it's something that you must be very conscious of. To be aware of where you've made mistakes, make amends, correct them, seek for opportunities to grow. But you must also know the evil that the other person is playing, and when they don't want to come to terms with their own faults sometimes. But yes, that's it for this video. At this point, I think I'm blabbing, and I just might keep going off topic, and I really don't want to do that. So I've loved putting this out there, and I hope that you've managed to see it through to the end, and I hope you enjoy it. Please interact with my video, like, share, subscribe, tell me what you think in the comment section, and I greatly would appreciate it. But yeah, that's that for that now, and see you guys. Oh, you people, sorry. In one of my last videos, one of my friends says that in the first video I posted when I started this whole YouTubing thing all over again, one of my friends said that this is so you coded because you've said bye-bye like 100 times and you've still not gone. And that's true. Like, when I really enjoy speaking with people or talking, I can say bye-bye 100 times just because I don't want to leave that person, right? And that's it. So it's something you'll find a lot on this channel, because I don't know how many times I've said bye-bye now, but yeah, bye-bye. Please interact with my posts, like, share, comment, subscribe to my channel, and just know that I love you and I'm open to hearing what next you'd like for me to talk about. Peace out. Bye.